Hello guys, welcome back to my channel Mars Form Barnsy. I hope everybody's okay. I've got what I think's quite an interesting little video for you today guys, and we're actually on the surface of Mars for a change. I normally tend to look at orbital images and a lot of Cydonia stuff because that's my pet project, isn't it? But every now and then I will look at some images from Mars, and I'm going to just go through an old image, Sol 198. I have done about 3 or 4 videos on Sol 198, and I've even done a few photo merges of I mean I got about 60 images and put them all together and went through them with a fine tooth comb, and some of my works on Sol 198 is this a cemetery in Gale crater, and there's other stuff. A car I found what looks like maybe a buried vehicle or something like that, although it could be a structure, very possibly a structure. But I'll put links to them, and you can have a look at the series of work I did on Sol 198, because although this is a little panorama, it does actually go much further along. This is like, I think, maybe the start of it. But this particular image that I'm going to show you, I think is absolutely fascinating. It really is. And although we're never going to be 100% sure that what we're looking at are artificial, I can tell you something, they're certainly anomalous. They're certainly anomalous. I personally think that we're looking at artificiality here. We're looking at a debris field, to be honest with you. That's nothing new. That's not something I've discovered. That's what people have been suggesting for years, and I happen to agree with it. And although this image has been looked at, I'm going to try and point out a few things that maybe people haven't noticed, or they have noticed, but they've had that many other things to show that they've missed them. If they've been shown before, then great. I'm not trying to steal anybody else's work. This is just what I've personally discovered myself. If there's anything that I have seen on other work, I will point it out. But as far as I know, what I'm going to show you hasn't really been shown, I don't think. But there's nothing wrong with going over stuff again. Anyway, it's Sol 198, and this is the Curiosity mass cam. I'm not sure whether it's like the right or the left or something like that. I can't remember. I most probably described it in more detail in one of my other videos, but you can pick up on that a bit later. Some of the technical stuff and that. But this is a really fascinating video. And what I wanted to show you really is to start off with on the bottom part of the image. Before we go any further, when I look at this, right, I've got a sneaky suspicion that what we're looking at here is one or two things. I've got a sneaky suspicion, right, that this may be artificial. All of this artificial. It could be the actual mound itself. It could be artificial. I think there's a very strong possibility of that. It could be that maybe there were structures on top of here, and they were totally obliterated in the cataclysm that destroyed Mars, and then what we're seeing is just debris and relics. But underneath this sandy colour are artificial structures. I'm positive of it. Maybe bunkers or something like that. I have done something on that before with Sol 198 on a different. I think it was one Sol 198, but I have done. Well, I'll put the links at the bottom for you can have a look. What may be a bunker, but you can have a look at that a bit later on. But I've got a sneaky feeling that a lot of this is structural and artifacts. Take this for example. what I'm going to have to do as you go into this, obviously it just completely and utterly breaks up. The quality of the image is quite abysmal, really. On a $2.5 billion mission, it goes without saying that the images should be a hell of a lot better than what we're getting. But what they say is that because it's sent over tens of millions of miles, that there's going to be degradation in the image and everything else by the time we get it. I mean, I don't really believe that. Not on a $2.5 billion mission. The quality of the images should be better than this, and I think they are better. I think we're just getting quite poor images for obvious reasons. I don't think they want us to know the truth of what's here at this moment in time. So we've just got to do the best we can ourselves to try and point out these anomalies. So anyway, what I'm going to do is just go to autocolor. That, so we take a step back on that. If it just let me just see what the levels. It's still very orangey there, isn't it? So what we'll do is we will just do autocolor, and you do get something a little bit more of a natural colour, if you like, because I think that is more what the surface of Mars looks like. Not that. I don't think that's a true description or image of Mars at all. Okay, just go back to that. I think it's more like that. Anyway, if you come down here, we see this straight line here, okay, and that straight line goes through this slab of what's supposed to be rock, okay. It's either rock or slab of cement or whatever, or you take your pick. I think it's part of the debris of whatever was here at one time. It's been totally destroyed. The likes of this here, see, it looks like a floor, or maybe it's even the roof, I don't know. But this beam, I mean, I think it looks like a beam. It goes through this rock, slab of rock or cement, whatever, and then comes out the other side there. Okay, just let me go back to that. I'm just gonna go to Gaussian blur. I'm trying to get rid of some of the blocks on it. I think the blocks on it are awful. I don't know whether that's a bit better for you guys. I hope so. Anyway, yeah, and is that, I'll ask you guys, is that part of maybe a floor or something like that, and it's caved in, and the or is that part of a wall that was there, and this is like a structural beam that held it up? I don't know, but I just think that, see the way it goes through the rock there? I just think it's anomalous. And above it is what looks like sheet metal. Can you see that? That certainly doesn't look like rock, does it? And the only thing we're supposed to be looking at here is rock. That certainly doesn't look like rock. It looks like curved metal. If you come across here, this looks like sheet metal. Can you see it? The way it comes up and then curves down, and there's a gap here. I think there's something in there actually, like a round little artifact or something. But that looks like sheet metal coming down here, and then, like I say, you've got the support structure here going through the rock and then coming out to the side, sheet metal here. So that was just something that caught my attention. Now, as I was saying, I think there's a possibility that a lot of what we're looking at here is buried under the sand, or this is a structure, but it's being covered in the sand and dust. Okay, so it just looks natural. It's like if you ever look at some of the images of ancient Egypt and that, and some of the pyramids have turned into what look like natural mounds because they're that old and that eroded. You would never in a million years, unless you were trained, believe that there used to be massive structures. They just look like sandy hills. And this may be the same. Okay. Now, I'm surmising, I'm making a hypothesis that this is all hollow, and I'm just going to point out a few little things straight away that will reinforce what I'm trying to tell you guys. Now, the first one is this here. Can you see this? This looks to me as if this structure is a hollow structure here. I know it's a little bit blurry, I understand that, but this is the best that we've got to work with, and we've just got to do our best with these things. But can you see the square symmetry on that? And it looks as if this here was attached to it and it snapped off. Can you see that? And I don't know whether this is a full structure here, just this part, and this is like, say, the nose part of it, and this, or all this is hollow. This is the top part, and underneath it is hollow, because I can just see a little dark area here and here. So is this a hollow structure, or is this some kind of artifact on its own, and this nose part is broken off? But as you can see, it's even got a wall, you know, an inch or so thick, maybe. I don't know. These are only smallies, by the way, guys. I don't think they're necessarily massive objects at all. I think they're relatively small. But as you can see, it's just, you know, let me brighten that up a little bit. Shit, I'm sorry swearing. Yeah, it's definitely, you know, but it's symmetrical, isn't it? Now, if you think that is on its own, it's not, okay? Because if we come a little bit further up here, can you see this part? We've also got something virtually the same. In fact, this is a little bit clearer, and it obviously, to me, looks it looks hollow, but it doesn't look hollow in a natural sense. It's got a wall around it. See, it's as if it's maybe a pipe or something like that that is split, or some kind of a machine that is just split down the middle, and this front part has broken away from it. See, this area here is broken away from that. Can you see that? So we've got two indicators, if you like, this part here and this part, that we're looking at hollow structures. Okay, unless there's a geological explanation for that, for rocks that are hollow. Don't forget, we're told by NASA that we're just looking here at rock, you know, nothing else, just rocks. Now, but they certainly look anomalous to me, without a shadow of a doubt. Okay, and this here has been pointed out by other researchers, and again, that looks anomalous, doesn't it? Whatever it is, it's casting a shadow. Can you see the shadow underneath it? And it looks as if it's on legs, but those legs are actually go up and across here. I know it's a little bit difficult to see. Let me just get that. Yeah, it's hard, isn't it, to bring it out? But it looks like a big, massive round dish of some sort. And the only thing I can liken it to is as I've seen in some like historical text or context where people put incense and food on it. You know, can you imagine where they're putting like different herbs and spices on something, and like maybe cooking on it? That's what it looks like to me, something like that. It doesn't necessarily look like a machine or anything, but I don't know. Some people have said, oh, it's a UFO or whatever, but I don't think it's that. And what I just want to bring your attention now to this area here, because I think this is, again, it's hollow. I don't think it's solid. And what makes me think it's hollow is this here. This isn't just a little bit of shadow. That is it looks as if this outer surface, the upper surface here, has been smashed in or caved in, or it's whatever cataclysm struck this area has broken open this surface feature here. So that isn't a shadow as such, it's actually a depression or a hole in this outer surface. And it's also got an artifact in it, guys, here. I don't know what it was. The nearest thing I can liken it to is like a bullet. Imagine a bullet, the shape of a bullet, or a shell. That's what that looks like there, and that is inside this inside this structure. So this looks hollow. Just let me go here. Shall I do the dodge tool? Do the dodge tool on it. Can you see? Can you see the structure coming out? People say, "Oh, you shouldn't use the blade tool. You shouldn't use this." But if it brings out the what's originally here, I don't really see a problem. But can you see it? It's not a rock. I very much doubt whether that is a rock, right? And even the sides here on this, it looks artificial. The way it's broken, you can actually see 90-degree angles and lines. Okay, where this outer surface has broken in and it's collapsed. So keep looking at it. So what we're looking at is like some kind of surface structure that is buried under dust and sand, and every now and then we can see what's really there because it's been eroded or smashed in by the cataclysm. This is a little bit of it as well, like the metal, if you like, protruding, showing through the dust and sand, and a little bit here. Just let me put. I'm just doing this to get a little bit of shadow on it. Okay, it just brings it out a little bit in 3D. You know, it gives us a little bit of contrast in there. I've only used a little tiny bit on it, but can you see? Do you see where I'm coming from, guys? That looks hollow, and it looks as if there's a structure underneath. And see these lines here? Can you see these lines and the gap underneath? And you can look how straight it is, and above, straight. Look how straight these are here. You see? Look how straight that is here. I think the foundations of something, either the foundations or the upper roof part, and there's dwellings underneath here. I'm pretty sure of it, because there's bits of what look artificial to me sticking out all along here. I don't think it's sedimentary layers or rock or anything like that. I'm pretty certain. They say it is because there was supposed to be a lake here or a river. I don't think that is that. You know, I think whatever is underneath here is coming through on these very straight lines here. See these straight lines? See there when you put this on it. I'm not drawing this in, guys. I'm just changing the colour so you can, a little bit of contrast comes in. See, there's something sticking out there. See? You see it? It's like another break in the outer surface, and there's something that doesn't look like a rock sticking out here again. I mean, look at this area. Look at that. It's a perfect square, a rectangle. See? Again, there's. It looks like a structure underneath the sand. Just let me. I'm just gonna put the burn tool on this area here. Okay. People say again you shouldn't do it, but I don't care. I'm doing it because I think it brings out. See, can you see the obfuscation there where they've tried to see this here. It's all obfuscated where they've tried to cover something up. Don't know what it is, but it's really heavy, this particular area, and I think they just wanted to break up these straight lines here because it looks like a foundation, doesn't it, of a bunker or buildings. See the way that comes down and down here, comes along and down here. You've got this unusual looking artificial artifact, then this is flat, very flat, and then it comes along here and then down here and then down. There's a hole there, looks like a tube that's being obfuscated. There's something here. See, this is all. Just let me put the band. See that there? That looks like maybe a sculpture of a face. If it was a water feature, if water come out the mouth, you can see the eyes, the nose, the mouth there. See, in the circle. I think they tried to obscure that. Look at the obfuscation there. But if I just go along here. Can you see that? I think we're looking at the tops of buildings here, guys. The tops of some kind of structure, bunkers, something like that. See that looks as if it's actually being dressed. You know, it's like dressed. See the way it comes down like that, then comes here with this hole, then this is the second part of it. And can you see here, there's one there, comes along, there's like little walls, like as if there was a surface on this here, on this area, and it's being blown off, and then what we can see are 90-degree angles and beams. Maybe was this part of the structure that was covered, but it was blown off in the cataclysm, because again you can see the structure underneath it. Can you see the beams? Can you see all the little rooms, like little rooms? Because I think maybe the people that lived here were quite small, were like tiny in fact. But you'll see that in the other videos, what you know. And look at this, the way it comes down like that. It's very, very unusual. And this here, see this here? That doesn't half look like a statue, a head, like the head of a statue or something like that. Where you've got the nose and the mouth, and the nose is very similar to in one of my other videos where it points out what may be a little dead mummified Martian that's wearing a mask, and the nose on that is exactly the same as the nose there. And because I think that could only possibly be the head of some kind of statue. And what makes me suspicious of it is this here. See this? Look at that flat surface there. You see that flat surface? Could that have been resting on that flat surface there? Do you see where I'm coming from? Could that have been a marker for the people that lived there? Look at this as it comes down. Is that a pathway? See the way it comes down between these blocks here and comes out? Was that placed on that as a marker for this pathway that comes down here? You see that? It's only a hypothesis, guys. I know it's only a suggestion. And the other thing that caught my eye as well was this thing here. Very, very unusual. It looks like a donut of some sort, and a regular donut with a hole in the centre. Just let me see if I can bring it out. Can you see that? It's dead unusual. See? It's like it's a regular circle with a hole in the centre. Very, very unusual. I think I've shown you what I wanted to show in this one, guys. There's a hell of a lot of stuff in it, and I think some of it has been shown before, but I think I've just shown you one or two things that haven't been shown before. So I hope you find it interesting. I mean, look at that again. Is that an upper level, or is it's what's left of a structure that may have been here at one time? There was one other thing I wanted to show you. Let me see if I can see it. Yeah, here it is here. Can you see that there? I know it's blurred. I'm just hoping that you can see it, because it doesn't half look like a machine of some sort. It looks like the nearest thing analogy to it is maybe something like a jet engine or something like that. Can you see where I'm coming from? It's curved. It looks like burnished metal. It comes down here, and it's partly buried. It's partly buried in the sand, and it just looks as if it's on its own, doesn't it? But it's not. And I'll show you what I mean. I'll just open this here. I know it looks a little bit blurry, guys, but this is the best I could do. But you can see it there, right? It's like beveled. It's destroyed in the middle. Can you see that? It's being destroyed in the middle, but the front part of whatever this is still intact. Can you see that? It's got like a circular burnished metal type appearance at the front, but that is all one structure. See that? That is some kind of machine, guys. I'm sure it is. I know it's blurry, and it's the best I could do to bring it out to show you. And it's right very close to where this wall is collapsed, and we can see the interior of this structure. See the 90-degree angles, like as if it had metal on it, and it's broken away and collapsed inwards in it. Look, it's straight 90 degree, straight 90 degree, straight 90 degree, and then that structure inside. Yeah, and there's something here as well. Look at that. There's a square opening there, and this roundish object is in the square opening. Okay then, guys, I'm going to leave it there. I didn't want to really make it too long. It's a really interesting image, and I have done a few others on this, and you know, I'll put links to them, and maybe you can have a little bit of fun perusing them. But there's a lot of anomalous features here. There's much more, but I've already spent too much time on this image as it is. So I hope you enjoyed it, guys, and thanks for watching. I always appreciate your time. And what I'm going to do is just a follow up to the last video I did. It's only going to be a little one because there wasn't much else there, you know what I mean. There was a few sculptured faces and stuff like that I wanted to show you, but I might do that next time round. But I just wanted to get this one out the way. Okay then, guys, thanks again, and I'll see you very soon for the next video. Thank you. Bye bye.